Man, it's that You Heard podcast, man. You see it, man. Ben and Joe, the OGs, back at it again. What's going on, fam?
I'm ready, man. We got a few days left, over a week, man. I'm ready. I'm ready for this season to pop off, man. Ready.
It really can't start soon enough, man. It feel like forever to get here. We 12 days away, and I'm just ready for it to go, man. Y'all already know what to do, man. Like, comment, subscribe. I'm saying, show us your reviews all over our social medias, man. We appreciate everything, man. Every day we're growing. Every day we're cooking a little bit, man. Let's get into this intro. Let's get into these topics. Let's go.
Welcome to the You Heard podcast with your hosts, Ben, Joe, and CP. We're here to cover everything related to Miami Hurricanes football, from hot topics to pre- and post-game analysis.
All right, we'll talk about it at the end. We'll talk about it.
No. Let's talk about that right now because you completely flipped it on me now.
I hate him for knowing this, bro. This man knew the brand, dog.
Okay, I don't appreciate that. I'm saying, like, I don't appreciate.
What did you say? What are we talking about, man?
Get into our topic. I feel
keeping it a buck.
You heard?
Yeah, man. Every time that beat go, I be dancing in the background. Y'all don't see that. So I be getting my little salsa on out here, man. What's popping, fam? I know we got a lot to talk about, man. How you doing, man? Everything good?
I'm ready for the season, man. I'm ready for the season, man. That's all I'm waiting for, man. I can't wait.
Facts.
Yeah,
I'm ready, man. I'm ready. We're going to be in the building September 1st, man. Y'all come through, say what's up, man. We're going to be out there. It's going to be crazy, man.
Let me shout out high school football real quick. High school football about to start pretty much around the country tomorrow, man. I know there's a couple kickoff weekends. Shout out to everybody out here in Charlotte, man. Mallard Creek kicking off tomorrow versus Independence. My guy A Black. You know, his boys is about to be on display. It's time to get that work, man. So I'm going to be out there with A Black tonight, as with, tonight. Yeah. I'll be out there with A Black, man. And, yeah, man, my guy BD at West Met, you know, I'm gonna be out there, you know, so let's get it, man. It's time. We almost
football season. Yeah. So games in Carolina are usually on Thursdays?
Nah, this is just a kickoff weekend, man. So
okay,
they just doing it tomorrow. It's Friday nights out here, you know. But they just kicking it off. They playing at stadium like downtown, Charlotte, not the Panther Stadium, but I think it's called Memorial Stadium downtown. Okay. So they've been doing it for a couple years. I think Quentin's junior year may have been the first year. So I think like 2019 they've been doing it since. So
oh wow, okay. All right, that's dope, man. Yeah. Football going in the Carolinas, man. There's some sleepers out there, man. Some really good players out there in the Carolinas, man. Don't sleep on Carolina football, man.
Oh yeah.
Crazy.
Oh yeah. So we had practice last night, right? Was it a scrimmage? I think it was a little scrimmage last night.
It seemed like from all the footage that they put out there, man, it seemed like a light scrimmage. You know what I mean? They might not have gone as hard. So yeah, they had a little scrimmage, man.
All right, so so they, you know, the Canes did have a practice last night, a little closed session. Well, not last. What's today? Tuesday night.
Yeah.
So Tuesday night they had a session, man, and by all accounts, you know, everything looks good. Everything's trending in the right direction. No injuries. That's the main thing, you know, leading up. And I think everybody's getting back, man. The people who missed the scrimmage, you know, who they held out, like Elijah
Mesidor,
Hakeem Mesidor. I think JHH. I don't think he played in the scrimmage, did he?
If he did, he was not in the starters.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. And I know James Williams was back with the ones.
Yeah.
So yeah, man.
Get through camp healthy because we were devastated last year with injuries, and you don't want that shit to happen because then it just feels like it could keep brewing, man. So just get through this shit healthy, man. It's crazy. Yeah, man. But everything's looking better. Everything You know, people look comfortable. People look like they're doing their thing, and whoever's not, you know what I'm saying, they're evaluating after every practice. So you find out every day you find out every day the next day by who did good the day before, basically.
Yep.
That they kind of let you know. Can't shake this cough, man. All right, man. Look, we spoke yesterday briefly, just kind of covering the things that we want to talk about today. Obviously, just the topics, never in the in-depth conversation, because then the conversation ends up being like, yeah, man, you're right, because we ain't got nothing to say back. So one of the things that I asked you yesterday, and I wanted your take, and I'll give my opinion as well, is should freshmen get burned right off top? Should they just get, if they're the better players, if they're the better performers, should they, not saying starting, right? That's not what I'm saying. Maybe at some positions, but if they're ready to contribute, how much do you rely on freshmen, given that 12 months ago they were playing high school football?
Yeah, so I know your stance on this. You've talked about this.
Yep.
But yeah, I feel like now in 2023, modern college football, freshmen can start, and if they're better, they should be starting. And I'm saying starting. I ain't talking about just playing. I'm talking about starting, because now more than ever, man, you throw young guys into the fray and you let them learn it's on the job training. You know what I mean? Like, football in most of the country is 24/7 now. It's not just in the summer or just in the spring or whatever. People are training, working out, playing 7-on-7, you know, playing in different leagues all year round. So they're ready, man. They have the two. The only thing, maybe, you know, they may not be mentally mature enough, and they may not be even though you've been in a college weight room. If you came in the spring, let's say you came in January, you've been in a college weight room from January till game time, till September. 9 months, 8-9 months. You should be ready now. In the trenches, I'm not expecting an 18-year-old to be in there tussling with a 22-year-old. You know what I mean? That's not going to be a good look, because that man strength is kicking in, because he's been working out in the college system for 4 years, and you've been working out for 1 year. So it's different. So in the trenches, it's different. And we're about to see with, you know, we probably will have a freshman right tackle starting. You know what I mean? Right. Even though he's a 5-star and he's 342 pounds and he has
crazy muscle density,
body's fat and muscle density, no doubt. Great feet, no doubt. But he's 18. You know what I mean? So we're gonna see how it work out. But I definitely think, especially at the skill positions, man, running back, how you gonna keep Mark Fletcher off the field? You know what I mean? What?
Yeah, you don't.
You know, how you gonna keep Ray off the field if they working, they ready? You know, some of these linebackers, Popo, Marcellus, you know what I mean? Malik, how you gonna keep them off the field? You know, if they earn it and it's time to go, it's on the job training, man. Let's get it. Let's get it.
Yeah. No, you're right. Listen, man, I'm with you 100%. And then we'll do the breakdown of the Miami-Ohio game later on, because I'm interested, as you say that, right? I'm interested to see who their right D end is, like how much experience he has, how many years he's been in. You know what I mean? Because if he's a transfer, let's say JUCO, and he's like a 6-year guy, that means he might be 24, 25 years old. You know what I'm saying? Going up against an 18-year-old, that's very different. So, and that performance can lead. You know what I'm saying? So I want to look at that later on in another episode. But yeah, man, look, I want the best players to play, right? And after the scrimmage, you can see X is better because he's actually getting pushed for his position, right? Because you have not just Rashard Smith that made some solid plays, and you know what I'm saying, was better playing in the slot. He finally has a position. With the first 2 years, they weren't really sure where they wanted to play him. They just kind of wanted to get him on the field. You can't exactly do that with with somebody who doesn't have a carved out niche for himself. You got to make sure he has a straight up position, and then you could we're gonna incorporate him in the backfield. But if he doesn't know exactly where he's gonna play every time, it's very hard to develop that. So I think that's a lot of the problems that Brashard Smith has had. So I'm never gonna, negatively talk about him. But now that there's a Ray, a receiver Robbie, like now there's more competition at that position. Like, so you see when X catches that deep pass, I'm saying why he celebrates, like, yo man, I'm still here, motherfuckers. Like this isn't. It's not just ain't no handing it off to the young boys, and I love that. And I love the you know what, man? I was thinking about this shit. And I don't think I talked about it on the show last time. Like for everybody who stayed, like they could have told their parents to come get them. So for everybody who stayed, chose this competition because Mario told them, their coaches told them, their position, like, hey man, you ain't guaranteed shit. So you see the talent, and I think, look, man, I don't know how you keep Mark Fletcher off the field. I don't know how you keep AJ Allen off the field. To me, that's the most talent. That's the more talented backs. You know what I'm saying? Again, just off one practice, not knowing the full way to evaluate like how the defense was being called, who you know what I'm saying, who the ones were and who the twos were, and so on and so forth. But yeah, man, to me, you're gonna have to. I think you have to play the freshmen because you know how important and talented they are, and not all of them might get burned. But bro, when I say that, and as I'm picturing Marcellus and Popo as linebackers, I was like, I just want to see them play. Like you know what I'm saying, just selfishly. I don't know if they're gonna make more mistakes than they're not. I don't know. I don't know, and I haven't seen live rounds yet. But I just want to see them play. The way they look is different. Like I saw Popo up close. I saw Marcellus. Marcellus is a big dude, man. You know what I'm saying? KJ is a big dude. I just to see those. I want to see what those bodies look like there. Chase Smith looked big. I'm saying Chase Smith ain't no slouch. The forgotten linebacker, because we talk about the Coreys and the KJs and all that stuff. So I want to see I think a lot of times why I want to see the young boys play and why, but also in the same term why I don't want to see them play is because of what you said, like the development of being only 18, going up against 22-year-olds, and then fans will be like, "Oh, you trash, fam." He's going up against a 35-year-old defensive end that's transferred 8 times. Like let's take a beat out
there.
Yeah, man. You know what I'm saying? I think he's still in college football. Like he's just finding his way around the league, like just finding his way G5, P5. Yeah, man. So it takes time, man. But the other side is like why I do want to see them is like because I want to feel like that turning of the page. Right, like that next step was like, because if you start seeing the same names, people are gonna be like, oh, but it's gonna be the same shit. You know what I'm saying? Like people put those 2 dots together. What do you think about that?
Yeah. I feel like that's why it's so important to handle business against teams like the G5 teams, the Miami of Ohio's, the Bethunes. So these guys can get that on the job training because, man, I'm gonna say it and I'm gonna keep saying it, man. I don't think there's nothing like on the job training, man. Nothing like it. You cannot simulate what you're gonna see at Hard Rock or Death Valley or whatever in practice. You cannot do it. Francis is going up against some talented DNs right now. He going up against Mesidor, Najee, Chance, Jafari, Ruben Bain. Like he going up against some talent, but it ain't gonna be Clemson. When Clemson come through, when Texas A&M come through, it's not gonna be that. It's a different speed, and your teammates don't want to kill you. Them other cats, they want to murder you. So you know. It's just different, man. So yeah, man. I do think that, you know, the changing of the guard. Yeah, that's something, you know, kind of looking at that and seeing, you know, a different name out there, but just more for depth. You know what I mean? We gotta have that. We gotta have that, man.
Haven't had that forever.
Young boys. The young boys gotta be ready because if they're not starting, they're getting reps. They getting at least 20, 25 plays a game. You know, so they got to be ready, man. They got
like offenses on. So if we talk about the defense specifically, right? Like, because that's where like that's where a little bit more of the depth is if we keeping it a buck, right? With the linebackers and the defensive set, the defensive line, secondary, safety is not as much. I'm saying cornerbacks a little bit better. But just talking about that, like, think about it. I think like offenses average like 85, 90 plays a game, or some crazy, I'm saying, some crazy shit. So you're not gonna play just the ones. You're not gonna play 11 players 90 plays. You're gonna have that's impossible. You're gonna have to rotate them out. So the young boys are gonna get probably 15 to 25 plays a game. You know what I'm saying? Probably out there with an upperclassman, things like that. You're not just gonna put them out there to burn, or they might just to see what they have and they learn from it. Because if they respond, then you got some real. Then we got some real business. Then we might start telling lies.
You might go with the hot hand. You know what I mean? You might go. Somebody might have a hot hand, man. You may, you may sit West for a couple plays, man, and bring in Pulliam, and he just go crazy. And you leave him in there until he tired or whatever, But you never know.
Yeah, that front seven is gonna be interesting to see for sure. Yeah, man. It ain't gonna be that though. That's an A verb shit. It ain't gonna be that though.
It ain't gonna be that though.
Torque said, but yes, it is. If you know, you know, man. All right, man. Yeah, I'm excited to see. I'm excited, man. Game 1, there's a good chance we get to see these young boys play when it's live. So I'm excited. I'm excited to see how they respond under the lights September 1st, man. All right, man. Our guy Flo, man, had a Sunday recap of the scrimmage. Talking with John, and then they brought on Ross and David Franklin. And Flo said something interesting. I always appreciate Flo's perspective, man. He said, we need to take a beat. We might not be there yet. You know what I'm saying? So, like, same thing as we did before when we talked about it, like, what's a hit, when he talked about the transfer portal and all that. My question is, what does there look like? What is their definition of it? You know what I'm saying? You know me, man. I like to break down everything, man. I like to look at the intricacies of every little thing, man. So when he says there, and I'm not speaking for Flo, what he's saying. No, we'll have the conversation ourselves. When somebody goes on, man, but we're not there yet. Is that the questions are winning the ACC, getting into the playoffs, being a top 10 team, getting 10, like, what is the breakdown of being there? Like, are we just going to always go national championships or nothing? Are we going to appreciate the steps that it took to get there, even to get to 2001, the last time, the most dominant team of all time? Because 98, 99, 2000 were cool, but 2001 was different.
Yeah.
So what you think, man?
So there yet and listening to Flo, salute to Flo, that's my guy, man.
Yeah.
He talks in championship talk. Okay. Like we're talking, he said several times, yo, I don't want to be TCU. I don't want to just get there just to get there. You know what I mean?
Participation trophy.
Yeah. You know what I mean? We don't want to just get to the playoff and be the 4th team and be satisfied with that. Get to the playoff, be the 4th team, get blown out, and then what? Cincinnati. When the coaches talk about it, it's definitely talking in playoff championship there. There means champions. That's what there means. There means Georgia, Alabama, Ohio State. That's what there means.
Yep.
You know what I mean? The ACC, it don't mean the ACC because we're definitely able to compete in the ACC. Definitely. Not even a question. There means championships. That means championship level depth. Because right now, if Matt Lee goes down, what happens?
Lou Cristobal.
Do we know? If TVD goes down, what happens? You know what I mean? You know what I mean? So it's that. It's that. Because at Georgia, if the starting center goes down, the 5-star center from 2021 comes in. You know what I mean? And he's backing him up. If the starting left tackle goes down, the 5-star from 2022 last year comes in. Yeah. So that's what they mean by there yet, in my opinion. you know, because I'm not speaking for anybody. But if I'm saying that, I'm talking about championships. I'm talking about elite level talent, which is recruiting, talent acquisition, elite level talent, elite level depth, elite level, and elite level coaching.
Yep.
We're there. Development, elite level development. Yeah, we're not there yet. So that's what takes time. Now, on the way there, we should be able to beat Miami of Ohio, Bethune, handle the business we're supposed to handle while competing with teams that are close or teams that are comparable to us in talent, but we should be able to hang with and beat. So,
yeah, like a team that like just had their first good season in 6 years, and all of a sudden they the cream of the crop. You know what I'm saying? Like I ain't saying no names, but
those type of squad. Yeah.
Those type of schools. Like, oh look, they're gonna win everything. Oh, okay, wait, let's take a second and think about that. Yeah, man. Like I think that's what we. There's a lot of conversations that happen, and look, man, I don't jump into spaces. That's not my thing. I don't go into debates. I don't do that. That's for y'all, man. Have fun, have a blast debating with 100,000 people. Nah, it's just not my thing. But I think that's where the difference is, right? It's like you see the depth in certain areas, and I don't know, and I could question if it's even championship depth at those positions. It's just better than it's been. So when it's better than it's been, it gets hard for us who like don't follow recruiting to that level or might not follow the development of the coaches, or just kind of like check in from time to time. Like might watch a King Sport, might watch a Flow show, you know what I'm saying? Like tune in from time to time, kind of know on the periphery of what's going on. And you think, oh, we had the number 7 class last year. All right, but these are all 18-year-olds, you know what I'm saying? They got to come in and develop. And a lot of them didn't come in early in the spring. They showed up, you know what I'm saying, in summer B. So they just got here. That's why it's fucking crazy that Mark Fletcher's the size that he is. We're basically just 6 weeks of working out. Obviously, he was working out by himself. You know what I'm saying? That's work ethic and that's culture and that's mentality. But like seeing the difference he's made and the leaps that he's made to be competing for the number 2 spot. You know what I'm saying? Possibly number 3. Who knows what that's going to look like. But the depth is there in certain areas, but in certain areas it gets really dicey. And if you have one injury to an offensive lineman, you might be good, but you might not be. Like the point is to get to the point where like, all right, 4 or 5 star. He's been here 2 years, developed. He's 345 pounds, came here 300, you know what I'm saying? Did it the right way, nothing to worry about. Now it's like, yo, man, if we lose our center, who we got? A transfer from Georgia State? You know what I'm saying? Like
you're gonna have to shuffle. You know, you're gonna have to shuffle things around. You have to move. You're gonna have to move Javion Cohen over and then kick Jalen Rivers inside, put Sampson at left tackle, you know, stuff like that, you know. So
and if you got to do that, and if you got to think about it like as a fan, right? If you're gonna do that, that's different communication. Right, like the way you're communicating ain't the same. Like if you got to move all those pieces, the footwork ain't the same, the trust ain't the same. Because live, if you're doing that shit live, you might not, you know what I'm saying, you might not be ready for that footwork. You might trip with your partner to your right or to your left, because this footwork, his feet might be a little bit bigger than you know what I'm saying. Like it's sort of footwork, a lot of things can change, man, and it has to get to the level where I'm not even worried, man. We got, like you said, 2021 5-star, 2022 5-star. 2025 star that was hurt the first 2 years, and you know what I'm saying, young boys took over, but now he's ready to take the lead. So all those things are factoring in, man. To getting there is championships. That's the standard. That's what it's always been held to. That's who we are. That's what it is. But enjoy the standard has to be beating a UCLA when you're not supposed to, after getting blown out by Syracuse and beating, you know what I'm saying? And that you have to have those performances to give fans and players and recruiting something to latch onto and bite onto. Be like, yo, man, that's where I want to go. They might not be there yet, but with me, they can be. You know what I'm saying? Like that's all these little moments matter in the development, in communication, and seeing them. Like I saw the difference of a Ruben Bain from spring to now. He's bigger, faster, stronger. You know what I'm saying? Like big dick, like yo, dude is ridiculous, relentless, man. It's crazy. He does not take a play off ever. I love seeing that shit. So I'm with it. So that's when we talk about there is championships. And we're not there yet because we don't have the depth in moments and in spurts. But again, if we're just a little bit better than what we were, we have to, you know what I'm saying? Like, that still might not be championship level. And we just got to keep it a buck.
Mm-hmm. And enjoy the. So we have to learn to enjoy the process and learn to enjoy the ride, because it's gonna be a ride. You know what I mean? It's gonna be a ride up.
Facts.
That's the point, right? It need to be a ride up. So,
and look, man, take it with a grain of salt. Obviously, the intensity that was at practice with the coaches yelling, getting him off the field, and the intensity that the players kept up was probably none of the thing that happened last year, which is why a lot of people got tired and left, right? A lot of players, a lot of that stuff. So the energy is different. I don't know if that's going to translate into wins and losses, but if the energy is different, the press conferences are different, people holding themselves accountable in public, that's different. So those are all parts of the process that we have to recognize and appreciate. It might not be what you like, man. We might just want to be back there in a heartbeat, but fam, TCU did it with a bunch of transfers. That's not us. It's different now. That's not us. It's different. You know what I mean? Surprised you didn't do the Kingsbury. I swear to God, I thought you'd do the Kingsbury tilt right there. You know what I'm saying? All right, man. Next topic, bro. This is the one that you cooked up. This is the one that I'm interested to see what you say about this right here. What is your most concerning group heading into the season?
Most concerning position group, man.
Mm-hmm.
For me, it's the offensive line, man. You know what I mean? Just because of the things we just talked about, right? What if Matt Lee goes down?
Mm.
What if Javion Cohen goes down?
Yep.
You know, who's going to be ready? You know what I mean? Who's going to be ready? I think we probably are 7, 8 deep, maybe.
Yeah.
Matthew McCoy coming off, Sampson coming off, and I heard Logan Sagapolo mentioned.
Yeah.
You know,
look,
that's what I heard mentioned.
We have to give Logan a break, right? Not him specifically, but it's another year in this heat, another year under this coaching staff. He did, yes, he was with Mario at Oregon, but it's different because the requirements and the work ethic is the same, but change of venue. You know what I'm saying? The competition might not have been the same. And if you really don't have competition in that room, are you really fighting to get better? Keeping it a buck, right? Mm-hmm. Like, if you know your spot's there, you might not work the same, which is what we talked about last year, right? Mm-hmm. So now there's more competition. So now you got to step your fucking game up because it's like, yo, man, I don't give a shit how many years you've been here, how long you know Mario and Mirabal. You ain't playing.
Yeah. You got Tommy Kinsler in the room.
Big Bruno.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you got Bruno in the room, man. Like, yeah. There's bodies, they're young, you know. You still got nobody knows how Zion is doing. I think who was about to leave? Was it Jonathan Dennis who hit the portal?
No, Lawrence Seymour within like 48 hours.
Yeah. So I mean, you have bodies, but you know. How we don't know how quality that is. So yeah, I'm concerned. I understand everybody cross trains. I understand they cross train everybody, so you're gonna have to shuffle, but that's a concern of mine. That's a concern.
Yeah. I would say defensive backs. Not because
all DBs, corners and safeties.
Yeah, because of the depth. It's like secondary, like DBs, you know what I'm saying? Corners are a lot of unknowns because none of them, you know what I'm saying? Daryl Porter to Corey Couch have played here, but Daryl Porter hasn't really taken a hold of nothing, and he's had a year in, but again, different coaching staff. To Corey Couch, probably fighting off Jaden Davis for the for the nickel position for the slot. So safeties, look, we got after the All-American, Cam Kitchens, you have James Williams, but after that, kind of unknowns, right? And you kind of hope there isn't a depth issue there, but there is, because after that, you got Jaden Harris and Markeith. Markeith is a little like he's always in the right position, but doesn't have the weight to put you down. Well, again, how many people are Mark Fletcher? You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know how many teams have a Mark Fletcher on their team. So, yeah, just the unknown of the corners, because we might see Damari and Devontae starting. You know what I mean? They got run with the ones. And again, you know, and look, people who are like, oh, you can't start a true freshman corner. I was like, fam, but you got to understand, Damari Brown played at the highest level in the best football in the country. You know what I'm saying?
And his father has taught him all types of nuggets. You know what I mean?
Yeah. There's a reason why his older brother was a starter all 4 years at the program he was at previously. You know what I'm saying? Like, all those things matter. So it's not the same as getting a unknown guy. This is highest level 7-on-7s. You know what I'm saying? It's the highest level you could possibly be. So the competition goes back to what you said. It's year-round, especially in South Florida. It's year-round. So I don't have as many concerns. It's just the unknown of it, like not having seen it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think that's been my linebackers. I have fewer questions just because I like the depth there. But even the depth, there's a bunch of young guys behind transfers and Corey Flagg. Because can you count on Chase Smith? We're 12 days away before game 1, and it's the second time Chase Smith has been mentioned on this show. And you know what I'm saying? Like, keeping it a buck. I think you mentioned it at the beginning of the month, and I just mentioned it now. So a lot of moving parts there. But yeah, I mean, the biggest, like, everybody's gonna go quarterback, right? Like, if you really keep, because you lose quarterback, what the fuck? You can't lose him again. Just that you can't. You can't. You can't. So that's numero uno. But that's the easy. You know what I'm saying, lowest hanging fruit to say.
Yeah. Facts.
Yeah, man. Yeah, can't lose TVD, bro. Imagine a freshman. So subtle. He's so subtle with this shit. Let's go.
Welcome to Caneswear. Family owned and operated since 2010, Caneswear has all latest merchandise for the Miami Hurricanes, Miami Dolphins, Inter Miami Soccer, and more. Come visit us at our store in Davie on University Drive, just south of I-595, or online at caneswear.com. Caneswear, the spot Miami fans shop.
They're gonna have to get a new commercial, man. They're gonna have to shoot a new spot, man.
Yeah, man. Shoot that shit at 4K. I was saying the new spot is
was you able to stop by?
Oh yeah.
They were still in the old. They were still in the same spot.
Nah, they're in the new spot. Ooh. I think, yeah. I walked in, so much space.
It's totally different.
Totally different. Like, they have, like, you can walk. Like, look, the other place was a little cramped. Let's keep it a buck. Now there's a lot of space to walk around. A lot more. They have a lot more wall space they got to fill up. I think we spoke to, you know what I'm saying, because we talked to them. Heard from Brett. They had, like, the day before, I got on like 9 or 10 pallets full of inventory, so they turning things over. I got some of the new Adidas shorts. Shout out to them. I like those a lot. And I got my orange shirt for A&M. You know what I mean? So,
yeah, I was online last night looking, but I want to go in there, man. I want to see. You
got to go in there.
Yeah, I'm gonna go in there.
I mean, you'll be. Yeah, you have to. It's like I looked online too before I went. I was like, I want to get something reserved, and I just pick it up in the store. And I was like, nah, you just got to go in there. Got to, like, see it. They have a bunch of. They're slowly starting to turn the things over because they just got everything from Adidas, so they turning the things over. So I was like, all right, I'm gonna have to get a new hat. I was looking for a new U hat. I'm saying I want a black U hat. That's my. You know what I'm saying? That's my next one. They didn't have that yet, so that's all coming though, man. So shout out to Caneswear, man. That's the family, man. Good people. You know what I'm saying? They appreciated the You Heard podcast shirt. You know what I'm saying? So we making some conversation about that because that's coming. We got a couple other things cooking. I'm saying hopefully mid-season we'll have some things hammered out, and really because we're not gonna rush anything, man. Y'all know how we do, man. We're real meticulous out here. All right, man. Last topic of the show. I want to hear your perspective on this. Let's see what we got. So yesterday, what started this one? Listening to Locked On, and the truth teller said that he doesn't think that Mario can coach. Now, how? First of all, how do you say that? I guess because it's being graded, right? Is how I'm assuming he's saying, like he can't coach to the level of so and so, or like he just can't coach at all. So he's just getting this job because he can. Like this isn't his first job, right? It's not like he just got this. He was in finance before. I was like, yeah, I think I could be the head coach of the University of Miami, right?
Right.
So what are your thoughts?
Coach Cristobal?
What are your thoughts on this? Yeah, what are your thoughts on
it? I don't know, truth teller, but I think it's probably the perception or the thought of some in the fan base, and both, even around college. I'm not even gonna say the fan base. I'm gonna say around college football,
right,
that Coach Cristobal just has a lot to improve upon. Not that he can't coach, he just has to improve some things, game day things, right? Time management, when to call timeouts, when not to, substitutions, whatever. Because Coach Cristobal coaches the offensive line, man. Like he coaches the offensive line. He doesn't coach the D line, doesn't coach the linebackers, doesn't coach QB, doesn't coach. He's an offensive line coach. So if you look at his units, they're always coached up, and they always, for the most part, look good. You know what I mean? So last year, was what it was, but he just has to improve on being a better game day coach, a game day manager. But saying somebody can't coach, that's different. You know what I mean? I can't coach. Yeah. A person can't coach. That doesn't make sense, saying he can't coach. Yes, he needs to improve, but he can coach. He just needs to improve things.
So if I remember the statement, and look, this isn't, again, these are because we listen to everybody should, like, it's just conversations that we like to have on our show. Sure. I think the statement was, can Mario coach? I don't know yet. He's got to prove it. I think it was something along those lines. I don't understand how you can say that. And look, I'd love to have him on the show to have a deeper convo, because I always think like 30 minutes is a small window, because I always think he likes to talk. So give him a wider space to really explain himself. But look, last year is a huge thing against his coaching resume, right? But went to Ohio State, beat Ohio State without his top running back and his best player on defense because he was injured. Was Thibodeau, right? Kayvon Thibodeau beat Ohio State in the horse. Won 2 Pac-12 titles, and it's not even. I'm not even standing for Coach Cristobal. I'm just telling you what he's done. You don't beat Ohio State with a soft Pac-12 team if you're not doing something right. You know, last year because we're ready, because I think we a lot of people, you know what I'm saying, and fan bases, they view us from only one version as 2001, and that's the grading scale. Fam, that is the number one team of all time. That is the best college football team of any era ever. Y'all seen the stats. If they never scored a touchdown on offense, they still would have won in it for. Like, that's unheard of. The LSU team that y'all want to dick ride, LSU, if you're watching, just in case, was terrible on defense. They just scored 70 points a game. Very different. You know what I'm saying? Like that vision that you have, those glasses that you have in 2001, let that shit go. I'm not saying that Mario's the greatest coach. Yes, I didn't like that he did the back-to-back timeouts on procedural things in the second quarter of a game or the third quarter of a game. Yes, but that's That's game time shit. Like that stuff can be talked about. But to say he can't coach, I don't know if Mario can't coach, then he doesn't get 5-star offensive linemen like he did last year, and believe in him and knowing that he put, players into the league. Like to say that kind of broad kind of statement was just, and yes, some people might not like the way he coaches. Some people don't like that he was never an offensive coordinator or defensive coordinator. People take the different paths, man. Fucking Dabo Swinney was a wide receiver coach and a special teams coach before he got the head coaching position. You know what I'm saying? Like, you never know somebody's path. And I hate Dabo Swinney, but I'm just saying, like, he got national titles under his belt. How somebody gets to the level that they get to, you never know the path, man. Was it the head coach?
What bothers me, what I dislike is the head coach getting credit or blame for everything in total. Yes, you are the head coach, so you are in charge of everything. But Lane Kiffin doesn't develop linebackers. Like, he's not responsible for the linebacker development or the linebacker play, the cornerback development or the cornerback play. He's not responsible for the O-line development or the O-line play. Lane Kiffin is an offensive coordinator. I think he coaches quarterbacks as well.
Yep.
You know what I mean? He works with quarterbacks. Mario Cristobal is an offensive line coach, man. He's not calling plays. He will never call plays.
Never.
Coach Cristobal will never call plays. He's not responsive. He's not gonna develop Popo. Like, he's not gonna develop. Like, he's not gonna
develop.
Yeah, he's gonna set the mentality. You know, he's gonna set the culture. He's gonna do all that. He's the CEO, but to blame him for,
everything.
Yeah, to blame that's crazy to me. You know, I don't like it either way. Like, to say, we say he went to Ohio State and they beat Ohio State in Ohio State. Right. Yes, they did. But the offensive game plan was great. It was a great game plan. They played well on defense.
Yep.
That's not all Coach Cristobal. Coach, any head coach, you're only as good as your coordinators, man. I don't care.
Facts. Doesn't
only
matter.
As good as your coordinators. So there's a whole bunch of people. But I, for one, last year, I understand what happened last year, but I feel like you have to coach who's in the building. So
Facts.
I do feel like things, I can't say that because I'm not in the building, so I don't know. But last year,
it would just be speculation from us.
Yeah, you had to coach whoever was in the building, and that didn't happen. So, and if he's saying Coach Cristobal has to prove it here, then I agree. Yes.
Facts.
Because here, ain't shit happened yet. So
Nothing.
Yeah, I have to see it here, definitely. I don't care what happened at Oregon. I don't care what happened at FIU. I don't care personally. You know what I mean? So yeah, I definitely have to see it here. Yes. So I agree if it's in that.
100% has to be proven here. That's without a doubt. That goes without question. But like, to make that broad of a statement, I was just like, I don't understand how you do like an all-encompassing thing. Like, this is all you are. You can't do this. It's like, fam, how do you do that? Like, I don't know. But yeah, man, it was just, and look, there's people, I see it all over Twitter today. You know what I mean? Like, and people reacted to it because people listen. Look, man, people listen to Donald. That's our guy. But I was like, hold on, wait a second now. Like, what do you mean? Like, because of last year? Yes, there was mistakes that happened last year. As far as the hires were, look, we're not rehashing it. We're 2 weeks away. But just to say that, like, so if they go 9-3, 10-2, then all of a sudden is he a great coach? I don't think he changed his process. You know what I mean? How he gets ready for games. He goes, okay, these things aren't working and these people need to move on. And that's just what you do. So that, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's very difficult for somebody And also, like that shows a level of accountability too, because he could have stuck with it. Like, look, no, I want to run the type of offense Josh Gaddis runs, and we're sticking with it regardless. Right. Fuck, I don't give a fuck what y'all talking about. Like, no, this is not Coach Cristobal does not look like the type of guy that gives off to peer pressure. You know what I mean? Like he's very much so. I don't know. He's very much so to himself. I was like, he wasn't making a decision because we have a podcast, and whoever so and so said, "Hey man, we this guy needs to go." He doesn't. He's gonna make the moves he sees fit. That's why he takes his time with it, man. So that type of stuff, man, it was just wild, man. It was wild. I was like, nah, it's a little crazy to say, but I understand like the frustration because you love the team. You know what I'm saying? You didn't expect them to perform the way they did, but they did, and you know what I'm saying the facts are what they are, and they do what they do.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. How many days? Yeah. How many days to the first game, man?
13 days in a wake up, man. Yeah.
I feel like next week all goes so slow. I feel like, next week I may need to take like 2 days off, son. I may need to work Monday, and that's it.
Fam, like I haven't worked all week, man, and it's made things go so slow.
Oh, yeah, that's wild. Yeah.
So slow, fam. It's just been like, yo, can it just get here? Like, yo, after Sunday's show, I was just like, can it? Especially watching the scrimmage, being in the stadium, it makes things so much slower because I was like, I want to make this walk for real. I want to go up this rant for real. Like, I'm just watching practice. Yeah, cool. But, man, I wanted to be here already. I want these bullets to be live. I want to see what Popo going to do. I want to see Fletch starting. You know what I'm saying? I want to see what AJ Allen looks like in a live game. Does Henry Parrish respond to, you know what I'm saying, to the challenge of two running backs coming for his spot, 2 freshman running backs at that? Because let's not forget, AJ Allen is a redshirt freshman. You know what I'm saying? Let's see how Don Chaney proves his time, man. How's that right tackle gonna be? You know what I'm saying? Game 1. Just so many things. Like, yo, can it just fucking be the first already? Can it just be the first, man? 13 days in the wake up, man.
Yeah,
we got
man. It's already Thursday though. Today Thursday.
Yeah.
Next weekend I'll be in Dallas watching my son, so that'll go quick. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Week after that is live.
Then it's game week. You know what I mean?
Then it's game week, man. Then it's game week. Crazy, man. Then we got to start doing season predictions and game predictions and get into that whole thing. Yeah, man. It came. Man, I remember, like I said before we hit that record button, man. I remember when we were going into the off season because our off season started very early last year. You know what I mean? Like, I think November we were already looking ahead to it. So we were like, yo, like, what we gonna talk about during the off season? Then recruiting went crazy. You know what I'm saying? We found things. You know what I'm saying? We found the way to keep cooking, man. And now we in it, man. Now the season is 13 days away in a wake up, man. And look, you're already watching football tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? There's already football on the TV. So it makes it a little bit easier, but ain't nothing like them Canes, man. Well, for you it's different because you got to go watch your son play. So that's dope. Yeah, man. All right, man. I think we got nothing else for y'all, man. You know what I'm saying? It was a quick cook, man. We up out of here, man.
That's what you're supposed to do, right? Let me using the tip of the joint.
You gotta, you know what I'm saying? You gotta put the elbow up.
I went to military school, son.
Did you? Word?
Yeah, I did.
I didn't know that.
2 years.
Yeah, man. That's dope. I was in the military for now. Yeah, so you know what I'm saying? You gotta put, you know what I'm saying, hand up, bam. Yeah, I'm saying never salute indoors or never salute in a war zone or indoors. You stand at attention. It's all good though. Man.
I used to play taps, son.
Oh, word?
Yeah. I used to play taps, son.
That's crazy, man.
Yeah,
that's dope, wild, man. That's wild, man. Yo, man, I love my time, man. I love my time.
I didn't.
One day
so.
Yeah, but you went. I'm saying you went to military school. I'm assuming for very different. But actually, we might have gone to military school for very similar reasons.
Yeah, my mom was like, "You gotta go get some, go." But I was fighting every day in that school, man. Every day, because it was a school like with I I feel like I was like in 6th grade, and they went up to 12th grade.
Nah, that's too much.
Older cats was doing some ill things there, man, and I was fighting every day, man.
Yeah, man. I think I remember because I got kicked out of high school, right? I got kicked out of high school. I was 18. I went to a school that the rival high school was being like rebuilt or reconstructed, like some crazy construction. So for like 1 year, we had like almost 7,000 students in my school. So they had to do split shifts. I was like, fuck that, I'm not going. So I stopped going, started doing dumb wild shit. And they called me from the school, like, hey, look, you've been withdrawn. I was already 18. Don't even bother. I was like, I don't care. I ended up going to Job Corps. I remember got my GED, walked up to the recruiter because they were there. Then I'm saying if you're in Job Corps, it's not like you're in Job Corps. It's not like you got a lot of choices and you got money waiting for you on the other side. Yeah. So you know what I'm saying. So they came out there and I walked right up to the recruiter. I'll never forget him, man, Sergeant Betts. I walked right up to him and I was like, listen, man, I need to get up out of here. Like, there's not many options for me. If I go back home, it's going to be stupid. Not something I'm really looking forward to. So I think 6 months later, I was on a plane to Missouri, then to Hawaii 6 months after that. So it was crazy, man. It was crazy.
Missouri, where you went to, like Branson, Missouri or something?
Fort Leonard Wood, man. It's over there by I think that's Southern Missouri. So Missouri's a wild place, man. Well, you were in Kansas, so you know, fam. Like you have all 4 seasons in one.
Yeah, I was in Kansas City, man.
Fam, you have like all 4 seasons in one day. Like it'll snow in the morning. You know what I'm saying? It'll be hot as shit by lunch. Like how is this? It was wild. Everybody getting sick. I hate it.
It's the middle of the country, man. You know what I mean? Feel like all the fronts go through Missouri or Kansas, whatever. Yeah.
Facts, man. We got lucky we never had tornadoes in that wild like that, so got lucky with that, man. Yeah. But yeah, man, you know what I'm saying? It's that little history on the You Heard podcast, man. We up out of here, yo. Peace.